The Chicago Bears are back. My voice is still coming back, but it's a lot better than it was yesterday. I've been watching film, collecting some really cool statistics, and enjoying this Bears victory. It's just one win right now, but starting out 0-3 simply would have been devastating for this team and the fan base. But the Bears roster came out and played an incredible game after having a players only meeting called in the week by Jaquan Brisker and Grady Jarrett. They played awesome on Sunday, but we need to see consistency. If we could have closed out that win against the Vikings, we'd be sitting here at 2-1 right now. But instead, we are behind the 8 ball here, as Ben Johnson stated, so the focus has to be on this week's matchup. The team is focused on the Raiders right now, but as fans, we can focus on this victory for another day or two. I tried recording this video yesterday, but I had absolutely no voice, so I decided to wait until today. Here it is, guys. It's just one game, but what a game it was. The icing on the cake to the win was that the Packers also lost. I wish the Lions could have lost last night, but the NFC North is still one of the NFL's best divisions, despite some people in the media saying otherwise. The Lions proved that last night. The Bears and Vikings also won, as the Vikings destroyed the Bengals in a battle of backup quarterbacks, with both Joe Burrow and J.J. McCarthy being out. But the Bears had a breakthrough win this week against the Cowboys. Yes, CeeDee Lamb was out. He missed most of the game. Everyone keeps saying that. But we were missing 4 of our top 5 cornerbacks. I don't know if the Cowboys missing one receiver changed the outcome of this game. And that's not a slight to CD. He's simply put one of the NFL's best receivers, and he definitely would have made the game closer. But that's just it. This was not a close game, and one player would not have changed the outcome. The Bears won 31-14, and they had one of the most impressive drives I've ever seen by a Bears offense in my life. A 19-play drive. Let me say that one more time, guys. We had a 19-play drive where we ran the ball 11 straight times, right down the Cowboys' throat. CeeDee Lamb doesn't play defense, and he wouldn't have changed that. It was the Bears establishing an identity on the football field. 19 plays for 76 yards, taking nearly a full 10 minutes off the game clock, giving our defense the most rest it's had on any drive in as long as I can remember. I talked about how our defense ran out of gas against the Vikings in week 1. When this offense had a bunch of 3-and-outs and the other team is putting together long scoring drives, our defense can tire out. Any defense can, to be honest. But when we're putting together 19 play scoring drives, our defense comes out fully rested. And that's something that a lot of people are missing here. It was a huge key to the game. Everyone wants to talk about the 3 fourth-quarter interceptions that Dak Prescott threw, but nobody's mentioning what happened right before that. It's how rested our defense was. It was after the 19-play scoring drive that we got that first interception. After that 19-play scoring drive the Bears had, the Cowboys would not score another point the rest of the game. They got the ball 3 more times, and every single one of those drives ended with the Bears intercepting the ball. That drive was simply the key to this game. But we do have to give credit where credit is due. Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze, this offensive line, even Braxton Jones deserves some credit for this one. He graded out as one of the best tackles in the league and gave up 0 pressures. But 19 plays, 76 yards, running 9 minutes and 54 seconds off the time clock. The Bears established the run, and they established dominance of the game in this one drive. Ben Johnson had 5 different Bears run the ball in this drive, led off by DeAndre Swift, but also featured carries from Kyle Monangai, DJ Moore, Luther Burden, and a Caleb Williams designed run. This drive was capped off with Caleb finding DJ Moore wide open in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. What a drive. Ben Johnson is legit, and Caleb Williams is showing all the talent of that franchise quarterback that we've dreamed of. But there were also some incredible stats that came out of this game as well. Now, all of these stats were before last night's Monday Night Football game, but even after that game, the Bears remain a top 10 offense in the NFL, averaging 25.3 points per game. From one of the worst offenses in the league to already becoming a top 10 scoring unit early on, the Ben Johnson effect is real. But I want to talk about a couple of the players. Rome Odunze became only the fourth receiver in Bears history to have 4 touchdowns in the first 3 games. Now, some people have said he was the first. This isn't true. Brandon Marshall did it and 2 others as well. But an incredible start to the season for Rome Odunze, who's also tied for the NFL lead in receiving touchdowns after 3 games. Rome is also in the top 10 of receiving yards and is clearly Caleb Williams' favorite target early in the year. Speaking of Caleb Williams, this stat is mind-blowing. Before last night's Monday Night Football game, he led the league in touchdown passes. Now, Lamar Jackson would end up surpassing Caleb last night and has 9 total passing touchdowns on the year, but it was both Caleb Williams and Aaron Rodgers that were tied for the league lead with 7 heading into Monday night. The last time that any Bears quarterback led the league in passing touchdowns for even one day at any point in any season was way back when Sid Luckman did it nearly 80 years ago. I believe it was 1947. Crazy stuff. Caleb Williams is breaking through right in front of our very eyes. And there were legit a ton of fans out there that just 2 days ago wanted Caleb Williams to be benched. Speaking of that, though, he had another breakthrough on Sunday. It was the first time in Caleb's NFL career that he was not sacked at least one time. 0 sacks, 0 turnovers, a 19-play touchdown drives. He threw 4 TD passes and did not turn the ball over. That is how you win in the NFL. I got to give props to Caleb Williams for this game. It's a breakthrough that I've been waiting to see since we drafted him. But we have one more league leader that I wanted to talk about here. Tremaine Edmunds is tied for the NFL lead in interceptions with 2. 5 guys have 2 total INTs, but Tremaine Edmunds is one of them. He's also 8th in the NFL in total tackles with 29, leading the team. Noah Sewell hasn't even started 3 games yet, but he's 12th in the NFL in solo tackles with 16 total, the same amount as Fred Warner. He also leads the team in solo tackles. Noah Sewell has played pretty well. And then I have one more fun stat here. Caleb Williams' 65-yard TD pass to Luther Burden was the longest completion in the NFL this season, as far as air yardage is concerned, meaning it's the longest pass that's traveled in the air out of every single pass that's been thrown in the NFL this year. It traveled 62.1 yards in the air, really showcasing Caleb Williams' arm talent, which is off the charts. But the Bears scored 31 total points and put up 385 total yards of offense, averaging a nice 6.8 yards per play. You could even say that Matt Eberflus's defense finally made the Bears look good. Just kidding. But Ben Johnson did make a comment about working with Caleb Williams, and he paid him the ultimate praise. And for anyone that's doubting that Ben Johnson wants to work with Caleb Williams, or if you're one of the people out there who thinks that he likes Tyson Bagent more, please listen to this quote. He was asked how working with Caleb has affected him as a coach, and he said, "I don't have to be perfect as a play caller. It used to be that I felt I had to make sure that the primary receiver would come open the majority of the time. But with Caleb, if his number 1 is open, he can hit him. But if not, he can move on, extend the play, and get the ball to guys in space." Basically summing it up by saying I don't have to be perfect anymore when he's calling plays for Caleb Williams. A huge statement from our head coach that really tells you how much he appreciates Caleb's skill set. I don't think he would have took this job if we didn't have Caleb Williams, and anyone telling you otherwise is just blowing smoke. He basically said that Caleb can make him an even better play caller. He doesn't have to call the perfect play. And Caleb can do things that no other quarterback he's worked with in the past were capable of doing. Ben Johnson called an incredible game. And like I imagined, he got both Luther Burden and Colston Loveland involved early and often. Now, the final numbers were a bit deceiving here, But Luther Burden had 3 catches for 101 yards and a TD, a huge game from Luther, and you could tell that some of his targets did come at the expense of DJ Moore, who even in a game when we lit it up, only had 5 targets. And then we got to talk about the tight end rotation. I expected Colston Loveland to take targets away from Cole Kmet, and that's exactly what happened. Colston Loveland was a lot more involved than Kmet was, even though he got hurt and missed most of the game. Colston had 3 targets in the first 6 passes of the game. It looked like he was about to be heavily involved in the game plan, but he only had 1 catch for 31 yards. But Cole Kmet played the entire game and only had 1 total target. It was a 10-yard touchdown catch. But if Colston would have finished the game, I expected him to get close to the same amount of targets as Rome Odunze did. And it sounds like he should be healthy and ready to go this week. He at least has a chance of playing. And him and Rome Odunze going forward are really going to be featured in this offense. And I think Luther Burden will also continue to get more targets as well. A couple other guys I wanted to talk about before I get out of here. Jervon Dexter, who led our team with 6 pressures and caused an interception. Big Dex also got reps at edge, and he was in the Cowboys' backfield all night long. His breakthrough continues coming. Shamar Turner also made his NFL debut, our other second-round pick, but he didn't make any impact plays. We need to see him get better, but it was his first snaps as a Bear after missing all of preseason. Let me take a moment to thank my season-long sponsor, ProfitX, America's #1 peer-to-peer sports prediction market. This is where users play against each other. Instead of going against the stacked odds of a sports book or going against the house, you'll always get the better odds going against other users. Use promo code SWIFT and claim up to $200 in bonus profit cash on all plays for the first 30 days. Terms and conditions apply. Take advantage of Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams' breakout season. But we have so many reasons to be optimistic after Sunday's win. Yes, it was just one game, but a lot of things we saw on Sunday are things that we've expected to see for a while now. Nothing was a major surprise. To me, it was more like, finally, this team is breaking through. But now they need to continue building momentum and put together a win streak. This is another big game for the Bears. With a bye week after this, nobody wants to go into the bye at 1-3. If we can win this one and climb to 2-2, it'll give us some momentum heading into our week off. Let me know in the comments how you guys are feeling. Please remember to hit that like button for me to support the channel. I have a ton of content on the way. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down.